Alright, Yabukanan Ban Yahweh Ban Yasha'Allah is coming in with another GMS motivation. And this week's topic will be Shalom. Motivation for this week is those that consent unto them shall be had in derision. 2nd Esdras 16 and 69. We go back 666. But we understand that that's talking about the RFID chip, which before you get the RFID chip, it was for them to sell you the image of the beast, which would compel and lead you into the mark of the beast. So the Akim did a hell of a job with explaining what he meant by that. You can show how in all these worlds, for example, political, football, basketball, any world that of the New World Order where our people are in, they will suffer loss, death, and destruction, because they gonna consent unto him by leading our people, because it's called herding. Herding is a term that the elites use to get people to follow each other. It's also called what you seen on the Grammys award this year with Beyonce, which is the Queen of Heaven worship, which is MK Ultra mind control. Follow. That's what it was about. That's what the whole CIA and so forth is about. So you got people like Beyonce, which look like the Statue of Liberty, which is the Queen of Heaven, which is Ishtar, which is many other goddesses. That right now I'm trying to stay focused on this topic at hand. So the subject I use is to show how our people do the smart ones of those, which you finna learn a lot of their terms. You know, some of them called the talented 10, some of them are called the black boule, and how they have infiltrated and raised these people up to be a part of their societies. But I'm gonna go through it and let the history speak for itself. So of course I got a couple of books on that, which y'all have seen these books before, and this was a good one. It's called Harlem Stomp, a cultural history of the Harlem Renaissance. Lambin Cartwright Hill, the author. But when you go through it, it take you to page, I got the pages wrote down. I'm trying to know why I got this one now. Let's go to page 84. Show you what it's saying here. Okay, this on page 84. I'm going to show it to you first, so you can see how people always want to be a part of these Sigma Pi Delta Kappa sororities they've been making. So on page 84 and 85, which I'm going to show you 85 too. This is Harlem. These are the blacks that sold out to Esau in this world. We're just going to tell you why. Those Just So sororities is what it's titled. It's a Harlem sported more than 700 social clubs, which sponsor activities ranging from noisy, clamorous, channeling, suppers, and beer houses, parties that stimulated sororities, and prominence, and musicians. The more field of these clubs strive for the social connection that mirrored that of its downtown white counterparts. So what they was doing was taking a script and a page right from Esau the devil to mirror themselves in the same luxuries and the same prestige of these Edomite white devils. The former winter season began on Thanksgiving Eve and ran into the beginning of Lent, which we know Lent is not biblical, which the Baptists and Catholics, they bring that stuff in. And Thanksgiving is the death of the North American Indians. Thanksgiving evening and ran to the beginning of Lent. One of those most fashionable events of this season was the Alpha Bowling Club Ball, which that's why you have a lot of tournament leagues going on now with that bowling. These things stem all the way back to, what's this? They'll give a date on this. I'm trying to see if they give a date. I'm pretty sure it'll go back to the 40s and the 50s. Oh, duh. 1931. See it right there. 1931. And this before Martin Luther King or any of those things. He come from under this type of world from his parents. The Alpha Club was a charity organization, but it spent most of its time putting on formal events. The guest list included the most respectful individual of the community. See, so they was creating already they sub-communities outside of the rest of us Israelites. Harlem school teachers, business people, undertakers. And why was the undertakers so important? Because we was dying at a high rate of life. And you see that now on the basketball wives. The one, Candace or whoever, that's what she do. She do that undertaking stuff. Nurses, post office employees, physicians, dentists, lawyers, and a small group of designated domestics who had long been employed by New York's white aristocrats. See that? So this is those niggas who giving consent to Esau, which let me read it real quick. This is how they're going to lead our people from the image which is already being led into the mark. This second Esdras 16 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. See, so you got from 1930, even before then, I'm going to show, leading all the way up to today, then a lot of these prominent people that we see that's in these colleges and schools, and they hold down doctorate degrees and law firms. They own whole law firms, and they prominent black business people, and like for instance, Black Enterprise. That magazine, Black Enterprise, well, that the owner and the lady who owned BET, they all come from these black prominent families, and they lead our people into the image of the beast, which they will take the mark. That's why the scripture saying, and for they that consent unto them shall be trodden underfoot, head in derision, because they done spun their last 5 to 8 generations helping safeguard Esau and his Illuminati agenda, which I'm finna keep showing you that. Which I'm gonna show you, because this group that I showed you at the beginning, it's a Harlem Bridge Club meeting. It's a Louisiana Nori. It's a E. Franklin Fraser, a professor of sociology at Harvard University, coined the term La Bourgeoisie Nori to describe the business class of Harlem. These were the people who escaped the white man's kitchen and dining room. They were made up of families of professional men, doctors, lawyers, and ministers, along with judges, actors, race leaders, politicians, educators, prize fighters. See that? So even the prize fighters. So you have prominent families that's been into prize fighting and all these boxing events and so forth. They go back to creating their first societies through these societies that you're hearing about in this book. Harlem Renaissance. Renaissance means to what? To rebirth. This is what they was doing in Harlem. They was rebirthing a subculture and a sub-select group of men, women, and children to lead our people into Esau westernized Illuminati agenda world. Okay, now let's go over to 85. Let's have a parade. Harlem is also a parade ground. During the warm months of the year, no Sunday passed without several parades. So now you understanding why they got Black Conscious and the Nubians and all them people around there trying to distort the truth, because they go back to these prominent families that has them risen themselves up and came through the ranks in Harlem. That's why Esau is doing gentrification in Harlem now, but ain't no prominent black businessmen, lawyers, doctors, or anybody is saying anything about the gentrification that's going on. Why? Because they have always been the safeguard to the white aristocrat Illuminati agenda of the one world order. Hearing it right here first from GMS. During the warm months of the year, no Sunday passed without several parades. Now, why Sunday? Sunday, the worship of the sun god Amun-Ra. These are brass band marches and replenish and high dignitaries with gorgeous insight riding in automobiles. Also, any excuse for parading and sufferance, the funerals of a member of a lodge, laying of a cornerstone, the annual sermon to the order. See that? So they laying their own cornerstone. So they get rid of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, which is that cornerstone. Which, let me get a scripture on that to show y'all that. Because see, motherfuckers want to make their own cornerstone. That's the problem. Alright, this Daniel 2:45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone which was cut off a mountain without hands, and that it break in peace the iron, the brass, and the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And in the dream is certain, and in the interpretation thereof sure. So that's Yahweh Shah being that stone, because it say Yahweh Shah is that chief cornerstone that you laid at naught for all your buildings. Which I can't get that right now. I know it's in the gospel, but that's talking about the hierarchy of the Pharisees and the scribes and the Sadducees that wanted Yahweh Shah out the way so they can keep they nation with the Romans. And that's the same thing they doing now. That's why they make terms like that. The chief cornerstone, the order, or just general desire to turn out. Parades are not limited to Sunday, for when the funeral of a lodge member fall on a weekday, it is quite the usual thing to hold that exercise at night. So that members of the orders and friends who are at work during the day may attend. Frequently, after nightfall, a slow procession may be seen winding its way along, and a band heard playing a degree that take on a deeply sepulchral tone. So these niggas having funerals, parading themselves around like Esau the white man. Okay, what else I got? So I got a lot. That's let me go to 88. We're gonna shine a light. Well, let's do 86. Okay, 86. Yep. This page 86. It say, for the college educated, all of the national African American fraternities and sororities had New York chapters. Although the majority of their work involved race issues, So a lot of these people you see that's a part of like the NAACP, they are part of the foundation of this. Race issue scholarships. So all these scholarships that you blacks be getting from these so-called um, uh, black donations from these top elite people in our society, they all are part of Esau the white man agenda. Scholarship and donations to African American social agendas. These groups sponsor 4 social programs and demanded of their members a code of conduct similar to that of the elite white social clubs. See that? They demand it. So that's why you see the Alpha Sigma Pi Delta going around all your colleges, especially a lot of the black down south colleges, doing what? Dressing up in Greek fraternity, dressing up in bow ties, in Esau the white man suit, holding themselves to them same ways of life and thinking. One fraternity advised its brotherhood in advance of the annual convention as follows. Clothing for a formal affair late August is likely to be moderated warm in New York City. The type of formal wear is left optional with the brothers. They can wear either tuxedos or various type of summer formal apparel. However, in all access formal apparel must be worn. No white linen suits are considered formal attire because they gotta appease Esau the white man, the devil. It tells you that they demanded of their members a code of conduct similar to that of the elite white social club. So they always want to be a part of the Esau the white man social club, which I'm gonna show you where that come from. Which I hate to jump. 88. Which okay, let's go on to this. Which I'm gonna show it to you again, because there's a reason why every February they talking about Prince Hall. And I'm gonna show you who this guy is. So here it is, Secret Society. We go to page 33. You will see them, black sororities. Early. See? What year is this? 1850? Which I'm going to start from the top. And this in LA. It say, come all, it's on page 33. Come one, come all. Well, sort of. At left, we have Circuit 1950 in New Orleans, a parade with the daughters of the Universal Chapter of the Order of the Eastern Star. Below left, an African American man wearing a Concent style hat, Mason smash, an apron, and an Independent Order of Odd Fellow collar. See that? That's their goddamn bow tie. That's why y'all wear that shit today. That's this nigga. Right, in American Freemason Circuit 1850 in 1785, a German Mason wrote, the heart of Freemasonry are certainly open to women, but the lodges are closed to them. And that about said as far as generally accepted policy. Nevertheless, in France at that appropriate time, the notion of adopting Masonry in which female lodges affiliated with male ones became a big thing. Everybody participated, wrote Queen Mary, attorney, which approved in 1781. See, so this go way back. And that's why you got, in America, you got the women, the Eastern Star, which I showed, which I'm going to read it, in which female lodges affiliated with male ones become a big thing. Everybody participated. Approval in 17. In America, the Order of the Eastern Star, founded in 1867, for female relatives of Freemasonry, followed the adoption masonry model and remain strong today. Another question in America, of course, that the Mason movement grew larger in the 17th and 18th century, which I showed you that. To go to Eastern Star, and I'm pretty sure y'all got women that either y'all deal with or they know about, or they are have been a part of this Eastern Star, but they don't even know the full agenda that the life they live and the customs that they bringing their kids up under is leading their kids right into the image of the beast. Was what about African American men? See that? So they accepted the women even before they accepted the men, as might be expected. Most were excluded from white lodges. Prince Hall was a Boston clergyman. See that? So if you always hear on V100, oh, we want to give a thanks to Prince Hall, the founder of the Masons, who did a great thing and led blacks into. No, that nigga was a sellout. Prince Hall was a Boston clergyman who is seen by many historians as one of the most influential African Americans in the formal years of our nation. There are claims that, among other things, he fought in the Revolution War, sellout, just like you saw the young brother who told on Nat Turner, who actually fought in their wars. Motherfuckers who think like act like that, who fought in the Revolution War. He was an abolitionary and leader of a free black community in Boston. Right, they wanted to be free, but take on Esau the white man customs, like he told you on Harlem Renaissance, and hoped to gain for his local brethren accepted in such socially basics as schools, the military, and yes, Freemasonry. And that's the same thing Martin Luther King pushed to y'all, and that Esau the white man made sure he went on and pushed them laws too. Although he'd been rejected by the American Mason, he still believed in the fraternity principles and goals, and granted entry into the British Lodge in Boston in 1776. Subsequently, he founded the African Grand Lodge of North America and was elected its Grand Master. See that? So that's why they got him on V100 every day, all day, giving shout out to him. A post he held until his death in 1807. See that? So our people been doing this to their death, and this in the early 18th century. Prince Hall Mason outside the mainstream, and eventually there were African American lodges in every state of the Union. See that? So a lot of these people that's involved in this stuff, man, they asses out here. Y'all wish I said you're gonna be trodden underfoot and held in derision for consenting with Esau the white man, the devil, for whatever form, fashion, a gift that he gave you. Your ass gonna die for that. You and your kids. We gonna keep going. Okay, we can do page 7 before I actually get into this nigga. Cause now we gonna fast forward y'all up. We're just back in Harlem Renaissance. Good book. Which everybody knows who this guy is, W.E.D. Du Bois. Read about him real quick, because he helped formulate it back up into the 19th century. Okay, this page 7, it say Du Bois started flaunting that it isn't enough to teach Negroes trades. The Negro had to have some voice in their government, had to have protection in their courts, and they had to have men to lead them. He believed that the future prosperity of blacks in America lay in men and women like himself, educated African Americans. He coined the term talented 10 to describe the 10% of the black population who were educated and relatively affluent. In his famous essay, The Talented Ten, Du Bois argued education must not simply teach work, it must teach life. The talented 10 of the Negro race must be made leaders and thought and missionaries of culture among their people. See that? So this that sub-society that they created inside our society to lead the rest of the herd. Black men, intellectuals, echoed Du Bois' radical segment. William Moore, founder of Boston Guardian newspaper, and Robert S. Abbott, founder of Chicago Defender paper. See that? The same ones who told our people to come up from the south to the north and give out all these loans and all these scholarships every year and do the Bud Billiken parade down in Chicago. These them same sellout ass niggas that you look at and they got museums named after themselves, colleges after themselves, buildings after themselves. They got monuments around these cities in Chicago and so forth. Say I'm lying. See that? These are the sellouts. Both black newspapers took up the banner of equality in their newspaper and regular lampooned Booker T. Washington as a puppet of whites. See that? So they even went against each other to further the agenda. They portrayed one guy as a puppet for whites, but check it out. You're going to find out that Esau running both sides. From Booker T. Washington all the way to W.E.D. Du Bois through the Talented 10. And here's the proof right here. Show y'all something. See? Because y'all watching y'all shots giving these people a chance to turn back. Now you can act like these ain't facts if you want to, but then you figure it out. Okay. The Talented 10, right? Going right on Wikipedia. It said the Talented 10 is a term that designated a leadership class of African Americans in the early 20th century. The term was created by Northern Philopolis that published by W.E.D. Du Bois in an influential essay of the same name, which he published in September 1903. It appears that the Negro Problem, a collective of essays written by leading African Americans. Now I say concept, right? Go to the concept. Let me show you how Esau run everything, which I'm pretty sure if you're reading that, you see it right there. It say the phase Talented 10 originated in 1896, which 8 and 1 is 9, 9 and then 6. So that's really 666. Among Northern white liberals, specifically the American Baptist Home Ministry Society. That's what I was saying. When it comes to these religions, that link goes back to them Baptists and them Catholics. A Christian missionary society strongly supported by John D. Rockefeller. They had the goals of establishing black colleges. That's where all this come from. In the South to train black teachers and elites of our society. See that? So what did 2nd Esdras say? 2nd Esdras 16 to 69, and they that consent unto them shall be held in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. See that? Because you will taste of them ICBM missile, the martial law troops, the famine, the insurrections. You will be a part of that. Esau is not saving you from that. All y'all that consented. And let's see who this guy is. There you go right there. David D. Rockefeller. I'm sorry, John D. Rockefeller. I keep saying David. It's John D. Rockefeller. See, that's who funded them black colleges. And let's see what he owned. He's a founder and former chairman of the Stanford Oil Company, founder of the University of Chicago and Rockefeller University, founder and establishment of Central Philippine University, founder of General Education Board, founder of the Rockefeller Foundation. It's a Network US